All right, everybody, this is Mr. John French. John is a long friend of Randy Martin, who's the executive dude. Everybody know who Randy is in here? Okay, so Randy's the boss man. This is one of Randy's really good friends, John French. He's going to teach you guys about some music appreciation today and how that's been an outlet for him. And then hopefully you guys can have something you can take home from this, and I'm sure you will. Seeing the last class, everybody was very engaged and even wanted to talk to him about some stuff afterwards.
Yeah.
So you guys enjoy class, and this is John.
All right, well, thank you. Drugs are bad. No, that's a different class. Anyway, my name is John, and as he said, I've been a friend of Randy's for about 20 years. Good person, and who does a lot of good work here. I know you guys are blessed by Covenant, right? Covenant takes good care of you, provides you different things, housing or monetary help, stuff like that. So good that Covenant is here. I've been in the field of counseling and mental health work for 20 years. I worked with TAY Youth. I'm sure you're familiar with the term TAY, Transitional Age Youth. Did that for 5 years with the department. I worked full time at Kern Behavioral Health and Recovery Services, formerly Kern County Mental Health. But I did the TAY program for about 5 years, and I really enjoyed working with young people. It was fun, and they let me know exactly how old I am, lots. So, but anyway, the reason why I came here today, there's a reason why I have guitars behind me. They're not just props. I'll share a little bit more about that, but first they wanted me to talk a little bit about music. How many of you guys like listening to music? Yeah. How many of you connect with music on a deep level? Yeah, absolutely. You know, when I was a kid growing up, I lived in a family where there was a lot of drinking and subsequently a lot of abuse. And I had suffered a lot of abuse at the hands of my father. He was very physically abusing to me, mentally abusing to me, emotionally abusing to me. And he would get drunk and he would come home and beat everybody up. And music provided a way of escape for me, connection to songs that talked a little bit about my experience, although there weren't a lot of songs back there that talked about the experience of a young person going through a lot of abuse like there are now. There are songs they have now that talk a lot about living in homes where a lot of stuff was going on. In my house, you couldn't talk really a lot about what was happening because that would make it worse in a lot of cases. So I remember sitting and listening to music. It was my creative outlet. It was it captured my thoughts. It captured and helped me and express a lot of what was going on inside me. I had a lot of anger inside me. I had a lot of hurt. Had a lot of daddy issues, as it were, because I wanted my father to love me, and he was very abusive to me. And so I remember connecting with music, and I remember it being my salvation, and I remember it pretty much saving my life. I did party and use and drink and all those things. But when I did get sober, music was there to help me get through the times that I wanted to jump off a cliff. Because I didn't know how messed up I was until I didn't have the medicine, which was the drugs and alcohol. I didn't deal with all my feelings. And thank God I had music. I had to stop listening to I listened to really dark, like heavy metal music. So when I got sober, I listened to this group called ABBA because it was the opposite of what I listened to. So it's really like weird music. But anyway, music was there for me when I got sober, and music was there for me when I started getting therapy and counseling. And it helped me to finally. It was one of the pieces that was important for me in my recovery. God was the other piece, and God is
Amen.
Very, very important to me. And so much so that when I went to church for the first time, the music was what I connected with there. And so much so that when I would listen to the music, I would cry and I'd have snot pouring out my nose, and the pastor would be like, "Okay, turn and greet somebody." I'd be like, I'm looking all crazy, right? And I'm like, because I couldn't believe that God would love just somebody that I thought was worthless. I thought was a throwaway person because of the way I began life. And so I remember worship music became my thing, and I would listen to it, and I would be coming home from work, and I would drive around the block like 16 times because I'd really be like jamming on it, But I just remember it being this place that I could go to that it gave so much back to me. And the other part of my music that I connected with music was when I was a kid, I would play guitar. And I love to play guitar. Guitar helped take my mind off of my problems. It put me into a place of tremendous joy when you learn how to put some chords together on these things and you begin to create music. It gave me a tremendous joyful response. And it was this thing, and it was mine, and no one else could take it from me, you know. And it didn't matter what was said, it didn't matter what was done. I could come back to this thing right here, and it would give me joy. And so that's how I connected to it. Music has been proven to, when people are depressed or anxious, it's been proven to reduce anxiety and depression. It's been proven to provide a creative outlet for people who don't have a voice, who don't feel like they have a voice. It's been proven to be a great pain reliever. Although I'm not sure if they're going to play like Metallica when a baby's being born or anything, but maybe they will. I don't know. Maybe you might want that. But music has been proven to improve people's well-being and people's mental health. It also, people that play music and enjoy music, it lights up the pleasure center in the brain, and it also helps foster learning. People that learn, children that engage in music are proven to do better in school. That's why a lot of people a long time ago would play classical music when their babies were still in their tummies, you know. And it's true that when a baby is in the mother's womb, what goes on outside of the mother can affect the baby. Yes? Yeah, absolutely. That's why when moms are in environments where there's a lot of fighting and yelling, it affects the baby. And so, you know, music provides a calming, soothing effect, and it helps the parts of the baby's brain develop that are the learning parts of the brain. Music also stimulates a part of your brain that if you've ever done drugs or alcohol, it affects that same part of your brain. It gives you the same, a similar pleasurable experience. Now, I'm not going to say it's going to be as powerful as crank, okay? But if you allow it to, it can give you tremendous joy. Have you guys ever gotten joy from a song? You guys ever been going down the street, oh, that's my jam right there, look at that. And it comes on, right? The last song that was very powerful for me was the song with the suicide hotline. You know that song?
Yeah.
I work at the mental health department. You'd think I'd know the number for the suicide hotline. I do. I just can't remember it right now because I'm old. But that song was very powerful. It provided a very powerful response. You know, I want to die, and then I don't want to die. And I was like, man, I have so been there, man. When I was 16, 17 years old, man, I felt hopeless. And for people to have that song meant so much. But when you listen to music, it can improve your mental health. It can improve your outlook on life, provided you listen to uplifting, you know, kind of stuff. I got nothing against rap music, but it's interesting the impact that it has on some people, the dark stuff, the disrespectful stuff, right? It's kind of like garbage in, garbage out, right? And so what you pour into your mind and your heart and your spirit directly affects how you feel. We can agree on that, yes? Okay. So the reason why I came here today was to talk about that, because Randy says we got to make it a class. But the other thing is I play guitar and I love guitar. And one day I bought a guitar, and a friend of mine fixes guitar. So he was fixing my guitar, and a thought, it just occurred to me out of the blue. And I paid him, and I was on my way out the door, and I turned around and I said, Jim, what if I wanted to give some guitars to some young people? What would you charge me to fix them? He says, what kind of young people? I said, well, maybe like foster youth, you know, foster kids, maybe some veterans. He said, I'd do it for free. And this guy charges like $50, $100 per guitar. I mean, he's that good.
Damn.
I said, really, how many guitars? Thinking he would say, I don't know, 1 or 2. He says, as many as you want. So that's what began this little project that I started, and he's done like 30 guitars for me. My house is full of guitars right now. Now, what does that mean to you? What it means to you is I want to offer you an opportunity to experience what I've experienced through connecting with music and playing guitar. I have a lot of guitars like these at my house. I have amplifiers. People have given me guitars, $200, $300 guitars. And I want to offer you the opportunity to have a guitar absolutely free if you're interested. The only catch is that you have to take some lessons. And how much do the lessons cost? Nothing. They're absolutely free. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I know what it's like to have gone through some stuff. And I was never in the system, but I can tell you what, if the cops or the CPS would have shown up back in the day, they didn't have CPS all up in everybody's stuff like they do now, but I would have probably been in a foster home. And I can tell you, people don't know and understand what it's like to be in the system, you know, and I tell them, it's like me showing up at your door saying, putting everything you got in these bags right here and let's go. And so a buddy of mine, Robert, said, I want to give a guitar. And I said, okay. He goes, what is it going to do? And I said, well, the people I want to give these guitars, they may not have a lot, but they'll have that guitar. And he gave me a $300 guitar. And so my thing is, if you're willing to take some lessons, the lessons are from right around February to the very beginning of June. They're going to be on Sundays downtown at my daughter's dance studio. The guy that owns the dance studio is letting me have the space for free. And you'll come in about an hour every Sunday, you'll take some lessons. And then at the end of the lessons, I'm going to give you the guitar you picked, and you're going to walk away with it. No strings. Okay? Yeah.
What if we want to do it, but transportation limits it?
What if you want to do it, but transportation limits it? I can't pick people up. I don't have a way to do it, to be honest with you. As much as I'd like to. I used to have a van. If I still had the van, I would, you know. But then again, I don't know. See, there's a lot of logistics to that. But if you can get there, the buses run on Sunday. And if you got friends in the group, I mean, I've already got a bunch of people that are wanting to sign up now. So if you can find somebody and ride with them, it's going to be in the afternoon. So if you go to church, it's not going to interfere with your church. It's going to be an hour a week. And at the end of it, we're going to have a little gathering. Some of the people that donated guitars are going to come in, and you'll, you know, play whatever you learned, and you'll walk away with the guitar. And what we're going to do is we offer electric guitars, so you'll get an electric guitar. Oh, don't fall. You'll get an electric guitar and an amp, because you got to have an amp to play electric guitar, right? And you'll have a cord and a pick. Okay, that's free. And then the acoustic guitar is going to be just the guitar. Obviously, there's no amp, and a pick and a bag. Now, people say, well, this is a better deal. Well, it's not really, because acoustic guitars cost way more than electric guitars. Okay, and if you want to, you know, play, I don't know, Taylor Swift songs, or, you know, my daughter right now, I'm teaching her how to play Taylor Swift. She loves Taylor Swift, and it's easy to play. And here's the thing. When you learn how to play that first song, it's really joyful, man. It's so amazing. And you'll sit in your room and you'll just play that song till everybody goes, quit playing that song. You're like, I'm playing it again. Because I'm loving it, right? So we'll teach you how to play, you know, some popular stuff, teach you how to play easy stuff. And then if you want more lessons, then I'll direct you where you can go pay for more lessons. But I'm self-taught, and I know how to play chords and stuff. And I can sit around for hours and hours. And if I got problems, if the problems of the world, you know, I'm a grown man, I got kids. But when I got the weight of the world on my shoulders, I can just sit and take a break. Because what it does is, it's mindfulness. You guys know mindfulness? Mindfulness is focusing your attention on something and not on something else. So if you're going through it, you're lonely, you're missing somebody, or you're stressing, you can sit down for a few hours and just take a little vacation and listen to this beautiful instrument, you know. And, you know, you can write songs. Taylor Swift just was a girl in her bedroom who wrote a bunch of songs. And now she rules the world, right? Apparently she wants me to know that what I made her do or something. I don't know. but all these songs, like Beyonce, all these other songs, there's a melody to all of them. And underneath it is a guitar. And then they add all this other beats and all that to it. But you can, you know, I've seen people do phenomenal things with brand new songs that you would never even think you could play on guitar, and yet they do. It's what was that song by Rihanna? Yellow Diamonds. I can't remember the name. Anyway, a kid from Jamaica played it, and what's it called?
Diamond?
Yeah, right. I think Sia wrote it, and she sang it. But anyway, this kid from Jamaica was playing a guitar, and it was awesome. So my point is that if you're interested in doing this, I'll have you sign up. You put your name and number on here. The reason why I need to get a hold of people, and the reason why I'm asking you to take lessons is because these guitars were donated by people, and I went and told them, if you have a guitar laying under your bed or in your corner that you're not using, because a lot of people start off wanting to play guitar and then they find out they don't like it, and then it goes under the bed. Well, that guitar was created to do something, and I don't want to just give people guitars and have them put them under their bed or in their corner. I want them to experience what it's made to do. It's like a really nice car. I wouldn't put it in a garage. It's created for me to drive it. So if you're interested, and that's the reason, and so I want to find out who is really interested in this, because these, some of this stuff costs money, some of it's donations, but I don't want to just have it go under the bed, or sit in the corner and not get used. If it's something that you can connect to, then we'll do it. My project's called the Guitars for Vets and Foster Youth Project, and our motto is every life tells a story, and every story is a song. And I can tell you like this: when I worked with foster youth, we had a couple kids that played guitar, and one of them saved her life. She said, "Man, this is the only way I can express what I feel inside." And she would write these poems, and some were really dark, and some were really hopeful. And the more she played, the more her songs were hopeful, and they were beautiful songs. And we would just cry sometimes when she would play, and she'd be like, "I want to play." I'm like, "Okay, get it, girl," and she would just tear it up, and it was beautiful. So that's the reason why I have you take lessons, not to control you, but to make sure this is something you want to do. And if it is, you walk away with a free guitar. Does that sound fair? Yeah. And it's only a few months worth of lessons, and if you really love playing guitar, you'll look forward to it every single week like I used to. Because I did take a few lessons, so yeah.
Is it just for people who were in foster? Like, what about, I don't want to get to I'm just asking though, what about like our kids and stuff?
Like your kids, well,
Not multiple, just like
you're asking a wonderful question, and I'm happy that you asked it. Right now, it's for the foster youth for now. I have people that really want to support this and get into it, and I've been doing this all on my own.
Yeah.
I got a DJ business, I work at a full-time job, I have a part-time job, and so it's just been me. But as more people come along, then I would love to have I would love to have foster youth children. I would love to have younger foster kids that are in the system currently. We're also giving veterans some of the guitars because they've been in the war and stuff, and they come back and they have PTSD, and it's been proven this is therapy for them. And for some of you that have been through the war in your life, this is going to be therapy for you. And so I just thank God that I had music, So if you're interested in this, I'll send a sign-in sheet around. If you're not interested, that's okay. I appreciate your time. Do you guys have any other questions? Yeah? Yes, sir.
It's not really related, but you said you're in the DJ business?
I am.
Do you know DJ Countdown?
I don't. I do weddings. I don't go in the club because they don't pay. They don't pay me enough money to be away from my family. A wedding, they give me $1,000. So, and what's going to happen eventually with my DJ business? I'm going to be looking to hire some foster youth. That's going to be in the future, not right now. But I definitely am going to be looking for people that are into that. That's their kind of connection, because I want to expand my business, but I won't be gone all the time. So I'm going to look into hire people that want to do events and stuff like that. So, yes?
Would you teach us how to read music too?
The teaching will probably be chords. There'll be a picture of the chord, okay? And it'll be the basics. Now, if you want to learn music theory, in the process, I will be talking to people that teach music theory and reading music, and I will see if they're willing to donate or give a big discounted rate. But just to get you started, we're going to show you how to play a few songs, just basic stuff. Because learning music is out of my scope of practice. I can teach you how to play a G chord, So does that sound good?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Is it a first come, first serve?
What's going to happen is if I have more response than guitars, what I'm going to do is I'm going to contact people. I'm going to check their level of commitment. See if they're going to be low, medium, high. Because right here you might go, that's what I want to do. And a week from now you may go, that's not what I want to do. Lessons are going to start in 3 weeks. And then if I have too many, then I'm going to do shake the bowl and pull out names. And then, but don't despair if you don't get picked the first time, because what will happen is we're going to start another one in September. Okay? I have to just get more guitars. But the people in this community believe in this, and I want you to know they believe in you. And they want you to have a happy life. They don't even know you, but they want to help people like yourselves, because they don't believe there's such a thing as a throwaway kid. They believe in you, and you'd be surprised. I had a couple of people that were in the system that were just they gave me a lot of guitars. So, and one of the guys that gave me 10 guitars had been in the system back in the 70s, and it was horrible. And he says, and he gave me 10 guitars. So, like a third of what I have. Okay, and I've got some really good guitars. I've got lots of guitars. Like if you're into heavy metal, I got guitars that'll, your neighbors will experience it. So, okay. So I'm going to hand around the sign-in sheet. But what I would say is, if you're not into guitar, I would say connect with music, positive music, as much as you can. It is a way. It'll make you feel good. It'll help your mental health, and it'll brighten your day. So, all right. So I'm going to send this around, and if you are interested, then feel free to sign up. Is there any other questions? Yes.
Do you have like a certain date where it starts yet?
Yeah, it's going to start. We're going to start the lessons. Actually, we're going to start the lessons on. It looks like probably going to start the lessons on March the 4th.
And the time?
I said 3 weeks, but I'm not. It's not going to be 3 weeks. It'll be on the 4th because I want to start the first week of March. The time will be probably 1:30 to 2:30, and then I'll probably have another class if it's big from 2:30 to 3:30. Does that sound good? And then what that'll do is it'll allow, if you go to church or you have things to do, it'll allow you to get whatever. If you have kids, you can get childcare, go to church, and then you can come in, and it's a real chill place. Here's the thing: the people I work with are aware that they're working with young people, so they're not going to be stressing you. There's no perfectionism required. There's no judgment. Even if you don't play that great, but you love it, what's going to get you to play great is practicing. And you love it, I know you'll practice. Okay? Does that sound fair? Yes, ma'am?
What's the location again?
It's going to be at Experience Dance over on 18th Street. Okay? Is where we're going to give the lesson. So let me look at it for you right now. Experience Dance. And what will happen is, if you get picked, if you get chosen for the project, Experience Dance, there we go. They are on, it's on 2131 18th Street. So if you're picked for the project, it's really easy to find. It's not too far from F Street. It's a few blocks down. It's by kind of close to D Street. Mm-hmm. So it's not that far from, it's kind of centrally located. And it'll be an hour of your time.
The 4th, you said?
Yeah, March 4th is when we're going to start.
At 1:30?
Yeah, the class will be 1:30, and then I'll probably have another one at 2:30 or 2:45. Okay.
31?
2131 18th Street.
What is that?
Okay.
You said 2:45?
Street. Okay, thank you.
What's that?
I'm talking to myself.
Oh, okay. So, like I say, if you're interested, and the thing about it is, what we'll do when we get together is we'll figure out what you guys want to play. Okay? I'm not gonna have you play Clementine or, Dead Skunk in the Middle of the Road or anything. Probably play, but it'll be easy stuff. Okay? And then, if you love it, you love it. And then, let's say a couple weeks in, you say it's not my thing. That's okay. We're not going to judge you. Okay? The fact that you're willing to try is what's important. Okay? So, and in all honesty, once you take one of these things and you kind of figure out, you put some stuff together, then you can. So once you do stuff like that, it's fun. It's a lot of joy. And every girl I ever fell in love with, I wrote a song for, and they liked it. So there you go. So you write a song for your sweetie or your kids, wouldn't that be a great birthday gift? So for your mom, for your whoever's in your life that you care about, write a little song. And man, my mom cried when I wrote her a song, and it was just a little dumb, basic song. Okay, I think that's it. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
All right, God bless you guys.
God bless you.